welcome back. If you're new to this channel, thank you so much for stopping by. If you have come here from my main channel, thank you so much for coming here and supporting this one as well. I will have a link in the description box, and I'll also pin a comment that has a link to my main channel and a few of my other channels. I have a handful because I adore YouTube. I love filming. But anyway, what I'm going to show you is how to apply rhinestones onto your press-on nails, or your own nails, you know. But this is how I apply rhinestones. First off, what you're going to need, some nails. In my previous videos, I showed you how to paint these nails. I showed you how to apply striping tape to these nails, and now I'm going to show you how to apply some rhinestones, okay? Now, this is a set that I'm making kind of like as a throwaway set just for teaching purposes. So I'm just going to pick this middle nail here to show you how to apply the rhinestones. Now, this nail is already painted dark, and what I like to do when I'm putting on rhinestones, let's say that I'm going to be using these clear stones here. I like to paint the nail silver. If I'm going to be using blue stones, like right here, these dark blue ones, I paint the nail dark blue. I try to paint the nail the same color as the stones. Why do I do that? Because if you have like any little gaps between your stones, it's not going to be nearly as noticeable if you are applying it to a painted nail as opposed to one that has not been painted, okay? So these nails here do not have a top coat, okay? When I put on rhinestones, I don't use a top coat. What we're going to do is just take this nail here, we're going to apply the glue, and apply the rhinestones, and then we're going to cure it, and that's all that there is to that. So what kind of glue do you use to apply rhinestones to get them to really, really stay? Now, if you go to Walmart, Sally's, places like that, you're going to see these little rhinestone designs sometimes. They come in on a sheet like stickers, and you just peel them off and you stick them on your nail, and you can put a top coat on them, but you know what? They don't last very long, okay? They don't last very long. The rhinestones have a tendency to pop off because they're not using, you know, really, really good adhesive. My favorite is from a cart, and I will have this in my Amazon shop, so check the description box, and I'll pin a comment with a link to that, to where you can get these supplies. They do have a nail rhinestone glue. I need to get some more. This bottle's filthy, and it's about empty. But anyway, there's this nail rhinestone glue. This is what I like to use for smaller stones like this. And then they have the nail rhinestone glue gel. This is the ultra thick and sticky. This is what I use for the bigger, chunkier rhinestones, okay? As you can see, some of these are pretty large. And I also have like these little metal shapes, like hearts, stars, moons, things like that. That's what you would use this type of adhesive for. To put on the rhinestones, you're going to need one of these little tools right here. This is a metal end here, and this is wax. Okay, now, I know you're probably saying, well, why should I buy that if that's made out of wax? Isn't it going to wear out? Well, yeah, these will wear out over time, but what you do is you just unscrew them, and you just put a new tip on there, like that. Now, you know, like I said, my Amazon shop has all this stuff in it. But when you get it, or if you've used it for a while and the end is kind of flat like mine is here, because I have used the bejesus out of this one, you can just take your fingers and roll it like this, and it'll warm it up just a little bit, and you can round that tip just like that, okay? Now, with this set here, with this adhesive set, it came with this little brush. It's a fairly stiff bristled brush, and I like to keep it for that heavy-duty gel over there, but you can use any type of paintbrush you want. I'm going to be using one of these, and I'm going to be using this adhesive. So what you want to do is, let's decide what kind of stones we're going to put on. Let's just use these blue stones for the sake of the video, okay? Let's just open these up right here, and I'm going to get my adhesive ready, and you know what? I might need, let me get a piece of paper to lay down here. All right, so let's get a nail here. Now, this stuff is not going to set up, harden, dry until you cure it under UV light, okay? So you are going to have plenty of time to work with it. So don't worry about, oh, it's going to dry out, you know, my nail's going to be ruined if you don't have, you know, your rhinestones exactly where you want them in place. It's okay. It's not going to set up or cure until you put that UV light on it. So what I'm going to do here Like I said, I need to get some more. My tube's about empty. I'm just going to squeeze some out here. Let me set it down, see if I can do it here. It's very cold in here. This stuff is fairly thick. And you want it to be thick. I mean, you don't want it to be watery. If it was watery, then, you know, it would run all over your nail and make a mess. Okay. So now you just get you a big old blob on there, and now just take your brush and just tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it. Work it all over the nail, okay? And it will spread out and it will settle. It will settle on its own. So what I like to do is just kind of tap it into place everywhere that I want the rhinestones to be, which in this case is going to be over the whole entire nail, okay? So let's just tap it all into place, and then I'm going to let it sit there for a good minute or so, okay? Just to allow it to kind of level itself out so that you don't have like big blobs sticking up everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to squeeze a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, it's, we got hit with an ice storm yesterday. I'm in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, and yeah, we got a nasty ice storm. But see, I want to show you this. I'm just going to dab, dab, dab and make a mess out of it with the brush. Now you see all those brush strokes and brush marks? If you let it sit for a second, all of that is going to be smooth because it levels itself out. Now, as far as cleaning up your brush, depending on the type of brush you have, you can use some acetone just to rinse off that adhesive, or you can use 90% rubbing alcohol. Anything less than that, it's probably not really going to get all of the stickiness off of it. And I know in today's times, it's going to be a little bit difficult to find that high percentage of alcohol, but that's really what you need to get this off of here, okay? So I'm just going to let that sit there and level out. I've got a heater over here beside of me. It's already, see how it's already starting to level out a bit? But anyway, what you want to do is, I like to take my rhinestones here and just tap them out on my piece of paper. And I do this on top of a piece of paper so that if I don't use all of them, I can just roll it up and pour it back in, okay? And then put the lid back on. Now you can use this little metal side to just flip them over so that the colored side is facing up, because that's the side that you want to grab with the wax part here. So you just take it and just tap that rhinestone like that, and you see it just picked it right up. It sticks to that wax. And now you just find a place where you'll put it on the nail and just tap it right on, just like that. And then you just place them wherever you want. Like I said, in this case, I would be filling up this whole entire nail with these stones, okay? And that takes a while, but see, that is the good thing about making your own nails. Let's say that you only have maybe 30 minutes to work on your nails today. You know, you can make a set, you can work on it just for a few minutes, put it away, come back the next day, put it away, you know, come back whenever you have the time. So that's what I like about it. See, you just keep tapping them on there, just like that. So I am going to do that. I think I'm going to fill this whole nail up just so that you can see what it would look like. Like so. See how I kind of got it going around the edge there? And even though I'm not right on the edge there, you can't really tell because the polish is showing through, see? Now, when you're putting these on, you don't want to get them at the very, very edge. You don't want them to overlap the edge, okay? Because then if you're wearing them and you bump your hand against something, you run the risk of, you know, knocking the stones off. Even though this is a very good adhesive, if you have enough force, you can indeed knock it off. So you just want to kind of keep it slightly within the edge. And if you're not happy with the way they look, you know, just push them around, move them around. Like I said, this stuff is not going to harden or set up until you cure it with a UV light. You just go all over it like that. So if you follow me on Instagram, I don't put all of my nail sets up because then a lot of people start asking if I sell them. And I used to sell them. You know, I did. I just don't anymore because it can be very difficult, you know, when you're trying to sell like custom sets and people may not order the right size, you know, and then they get upset about it. But I may in the near future. I don't know. I've had a lot of people asking me about it. But yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to put some more stones on here, and then I will break out my light and we'll cure it. Okay. So I've got my light over here. I love this light. This is such a good light. And once again, I will put that in my Amazon shop. Just check the link below. This actually comes in a kit. Gosh, I think I threw the box away a long time ago. But anyway, this actually comes in a kit with a lot of very helpful nail tools that will help you to get started with using this light and with gel polish, okay? Because this UV light here is generally used for curing the adhesives and for curing the gel polish. We'll get into gel polish later, okay? Because that polish does cost a lot more. So for now, we're just using regular polish. But the gel polish is a lot thicker, and you can actually reuse those nails if you're careful with them. They're a lot thicker and more durable than just regular polished nails. But anyway, this is just about done. I think I'm just going to put one right on there. Flip over. Let's stick one there, and I always rest my pinky on my middle finger like that. There we go. And then you can take the side of this and just go around the sides and just tap, you know, make sure, like I said, none of them are hanging off the side. One right there seemed to have made his way around. So let's just tap him back. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, I do go a little bit overboard when it comes to the cure time. A good 3 minutes should be enough for this, but I always go 5 minutes because I don't know what brand of lamp you're using. It depends on the wattage and everything. Like I said, I use this one, and I will let this cure for 5 minutes, okay? So put it in there, and I'm going to hit the 90-second timer. And like I said, I'm just going to let that run for 5 minutes. It's going to go off, and we'll hit the button again, until it's, you know, the 5 minutes has passed. So now I'm going to put these rhinestones back in the container. And when it's done, we'll come back and look at it. Alrighty, so the 5 minutes is up, and this is what we have. Pretty, pretty. So yeah, these babies, they're not going to go anywhere. See, I'm moving them all around. They're not going to go anywhere, okay? And that is how you apply the rhinestones. Now, if you were... Oops, I got polish on my fingers on me. If you were going to be using like the big chunky rhinestones, I have seen some huge ones, okay? Now, if you're going to be applying like huge rhinestones, the big chunky nail decorations, then that's where this stuff would come in. And you would just cure it in exactly the same way. I always cure mine for 5 minutes. If it's something big and chunky, might even go 6 minutes. But you know, this is some good stuff here. But yeah, that is how you put rhinestones on your nails. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you would, give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye!